Alright. What's going on, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So today, you have seen the title, and you have seen the thumbnail. It's no mystery, we're gonna be talking a little bit about the upcoming Nintendo Direct. It is finally June, which means that at some point very soon, probably closer to the middle of June, I'm assuming, they're probably going to announce the Nintendo Direct. Now, right now, it's still very early June, but they did tell us when they announced officially that the Nintendo Switch successor does exist, and they're not going to talk about it in this upcoming Direct. They mentioned that this upcoming Direct was a thing. This was usually around, like, it's starting to get around, game announcement time, like where E3 would usually be and stuff like that, which is why we have the Summer Games Fest coming up this week and things like that. But obviously Nintendo is not a partner in that because they're doing a Nintendo Direct this month already, which is going to reveal all of their important stuff. So they don't really need to be at Summer Games Fest. There's really no point, right? And honestly, I'm fine with that. I would rather have Nintendo do their own thing and focus on their craft as opposed to them showing up at Summer Games Fest because, Summer Games Fest is cool and all, but yeah, I think it's better that Nintendo focuses on their own thing, especially when they've got a lot going on. So, like I said, you've seen the title. This is, I guess, a prediction. It's like mostly predictions, it's kind of hopes, these are a couple of things that I think are kind of likely to show up, maybe possibly likely to show up in this upcoming Nintendo Direct, right? Now, I have my little list here. This one, it's kind of strung together, it's kind of thrown together. I just kind of threw some stuff on the board to see what would work because it's kind of hard to predict anything given the era that we're in right now with this little weird in-between while we're waiting on the Switch successor, because we know for a fact that we're going to be getting that next year, right? We know for a fact that's coming out sometime early next year, probably around March or April of next year, something like that. And then, because Pokemon Legends EA is probably going to be coming out around that time as well, right? So, regardless, the Switch 2 is coming. They're going to focus solely on the Switch in this Direct, right? Which is why, I have my list here, and I'm going to say this before I get too heavily into it. I do think that they're going to focus a lot more heavily on ports and remasters, right? Because when you think about it, we got all these different Mario remasters. Our mascot. We don't have another Super Mario Odyssey, but we do have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake. Why are we getting all of these random remakes and remasters and stuff like that? Because the Switch is kind of dying down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's very safe to say that this is kind of, the Switch is just kind of chill era, it's just kind of like, all right, well, here's a lot of the games, you guys are probably going to keep your Switches, so we know that you guys are going to want a lot of these games on there so that when you get your new console, you can save that space for all the new, bigger, better stuff that's going to take a lot more power to run. And you know what? I'm fully with that. So, let's go ahead and get into my list here. To start things off, I'm thinking it's probably safe to bet that we're most likely going to be receiving our Metroid Prime 2 remaster. Possibly 3 as well. I could be stretching with that one, but at the very least, I know for a fact that we're most likely going to be getting our Metroid Prime 2 remaster, right? Because we have known forever that they restarted development on Metroid Prime 4. They're most likely going to get that ready for the upcoming new console, right? And so I fully believe that before that game comes out, before Metroid Prime comes out, or Metroid Prime 4 comes out, they want us to be ready. Essentially, they want all the new players that hopped on during the era of Metroid Dread and Metroid Prime Remastered to get ready for Metroid Prime 4. And the best way to do that is to give us some more Metroid games remastered in Metroid Prime 2 and possibly Metroid Prime 3. I don't think we're going to see that one for a little while, but if anything, I could absolutely see them pulling a Pikmin where they just kind of shadow drop all of them back to back within a couple months of the release of Metroid Prime 4. Now it would be the perfect time to get Metroid Prime 2. After that, this one I'm saying, it's funny, this one is safe. It has never been safe. It's always been wrong, but I think now is finally the time. I know everybody and their mamas have been talking out of their ass about Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD finally coming to the Switch. But I think now, more than ever, is the proper time. We're not going to see another Zelda game for like another 4-5 years probably, right? They're going to be working on new hardware. They've got a lot more ideas. They got to make things from scratch now because they're not even working with this same world anymore. So it might take a little bit longer to get this one up and running, and Nintendo doesn't rush their developers as hard. So we're not going to see this one for a while, and I've accepted that, right? We just got Tears. That's fine. It's only been 1 year. So best way to mitigate that is probably, I don't know, I don't see us getting both, but there's a good chance we'll get maybe one or the other. I'm betting Twilight Princess, but I'm perfectly fine with Wind Waker as well. I really can't tell. They're both in such high demand that it doesn't even really matter which one we get. We'll be happy with either, but we need those, right? There's no way I'm paying some rando over $200 to get a copy of these games, okay? It's not happening. So I do think that those are eminent, especially in this era of remasters and ports, while we wait for the next major Zelda game. I think this would be the perfect time. Next up, I don't care about it, but it's probably likely that we're getting another Mario Party as well, right? It's been a while since, what was it? Super Mario Party was the last one, right? I don't know. I've lost track of which Mario Party is which. So maybe we're getting Ultra Mario Party or Mega Mario Party or something. I don't care. But we're probably getting another Mario Party. And maybe I'll invest in this one if they actually take care of the online properly and make it bearable, right? So I don't know. We'll play that one by ear. I'm pretty indifferent on that one. I'll be completely honest with you. And lastly, for my safe bets, I think we're either going to be getting a DK port or a DK remaster. I don't know what Donkey Kong game we're going to be getting, but I think we should be getting something, right? I do have a gut feeling that we're probably going to get a new major Donkey Kong game with the Switch 2 or the Switch successor. I don't think we're going to get another major Donkey Kong game now. But it has been a while since we've seen some real DK. And I think, how they've been real good with Mario. With DK as, part of that universe as his counterpart. I think it's about time we get some kind of a remaster, where it be Donkey Kong Country remastered, Donkey Kong Country 2 remastered. I don't know. I do think I could see us getting some kind of true port or remaster, with one of those older games in the style of maybe Tropical Freeze. I don't think that that's too crazy to believe, right? I think I would pick that up. No lying, I promise you. I think I would actually check that out, because it's about time for another DK game. Now I have a couple of unsafe bets, and I kept the list as short as I could, because you guys know me, I'm a little bit of a rambler, right? But I do think that some of these, at least one of these 4 things, are very much possible. Then the first thing, and this is going to sound kind of ridiculous, but I think that Final Fantasy VII Remake will finally truly be coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, here's the thing. This line of reasoning comes strictly from the changes that Square Enix is definitely scrambling to make right now. They've canceled a bunch of projects, they've had to fix up a ton of different things, and I'm also predicting, by the way, that the Dragon Quest, what was it, 9 remaster or 2? I don't know which one. One of the Dragon Quest remasters, the HD 2D remasters, is coming to Switch. But with the Square Enix overhaul, with their projects and things like that, one of the things that they absolutely noticed was the fact that too many of their games are, their important ones are strictly on one console, and it makes it inaccessible, right? And they did good with Kingdom Hearts, where now they're porting it everywhere. It's finally coming to Steam and things like that, right? It's about damn time for that, for Final Fantasy, specifically 7, one of their most popular, to come to Switch. And I feel like they've been kind of grinding that one out, and I think that sooner than later we'll probably also see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth come to Switch as well. That one probably won't be for a while, but I think that people having access to Final Fantasy VII Remake would really help, would really help too, right? Especially to get that budget up and going for more, content for Kingdom Hearts 4, as well as the end of the trilogy for Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. So I do think that'll be a push in the right direction, and I could definitely see them doing that. If they don't do it for this one, it's definitely coming to Switch 2, no doubt. After that, I think it's about time for a Mario & Luigi RPG port, right? And I've given up hope that they're going to be porting any of the remakes that they made for 3DS, like Superstar Saga or Bowser's Inside Story, right? However, I can see a situation in which they finally port Dream Team, right? Because here's the thing. those other games, Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story, were already remade for the 3DS, right? They made the mistake of remaking those games on dying consoles. Nobody was looking for those like that. It was too late for those games, right? So we held out hope for a while thinking that those games would be coming to Switch, only for Alpha Dream to completely get cooked, right? The employees are still around, but I guess they're not Alpha Dream anymore. So, you know what? Whatever. But if they're still around, that means that Mario & Luigi is still possible. And maybe if they got the right team to help them with the ports, then we could at the very least see a game that hasn't been ported or remade yet on the Switch. And I think that Dream Team could be that, if done correctly. Now, the thing with Dream Team is that one is heavily reliant on touch controls and stuff like that, so the overhaul would have to be insane. Insane. But it's not impossible. I really don't think that it's impossible for them to do something like that. And if not that, I don't want to say it, but the easiest port that they could probably do, unfortunately, is Paper Jam. I hate Paper Jam. Paper Jam is garbage. But it would be even easier than Dream Team. And I would probably play it because the gameplay is good. The story is garbage, but the gameplay is good. Oh, but it's so boring. But either way, I can see some kind of port or remaster when it comes to either Dream Team or Paper Jam when it comes to the Mario & Luigi RPG series. Another major one that I'm gonna guess until the end of time, because there's no way in hell I can believe that Sakurai just dropped it, is Kid Icarus Uprising. There's no way they haven't considered how to make Kid Icarus Uprising work on Switch, right? There's just no way. That game was just too beloved, it was too good, it was so well made, and that is Sakurai's baby. Smash, Kid Icarus, and Kirby are Sakurai's babies, man. There's no way that man just up and dropped Kid Icarus and just never looked back. Uprising was incredible. It's still incredible. One of the best 3DS games. No contest. No way it's gone. No way they are not or have not been thinking about remastering it or porting it to the Switch. There's just no way. And in this era of remasters, I really do believe that it's time. We have been asking, we've been begging, we've been waiting as patiently as we possibly could. All 5 of us, man. No, jokes aside, we have been waiting a very, very long time for that port. It's time to make that happen, because I really do believe that they've gotta have more for Kid Icarus, right? They have the potential, so much potential, to make that game so much more, or to make that franchise so much more, and Kid Icarus Uprising was a godlike start. And I really hope they capitalize on that. And then my last thing here, so we're not here for a million years. I think we're gonna get some kind of a Kirby spinoff. It could be a port, it could be a remaster. I'm more so willing to bet, just in general, that we're gonna be getting some kind of a Kirby spinoff. It has been 2 years since we got Forgotten Lands, right? So I think it's about time for us to get something new Kirby related. It's been a while since we got something major Kirby related, outside of, I guess, you know, Return to Dreamland Redux, which, you know, whatever, that's fine, that's cool. That's one of my personal favorite Kirby games. I'm happy with that. But, you know, it's Kirby, you know, I'm sure we're gonna see something from Kirby soon, and I'm really thinking we might get some kind of big Kirby spinoff. I know this is dumb. I hope it's a Kirby RPG. Is that stupid? I want a Kirby RPG so bad it's not even funny. It's gotta be in there somewhere, man. I want a Kirby RPG, right? But I think they might be cooking up something for our little pink puffball, man. I think it's in the cards. So that just about wraps it up for my little predictions list here. A lot of these are, you know, a little out there. You know, some of them are a little, you know, ridiculous. And, you know, that's the fun about prediction videos, right? They can be wrong. That's fine. I'm totally fine with being wrong. I know we're going to get some hype reveals. I know we're going to get something exciting, because Nintendo, they have a general idea. They listen. No matter how much they make us believe that they're not, they're here. They listen, okay? So hopefully, you know, by the time the June Direct comes around, we'll be seeing a lot of hype stuff. Maybe we'll see a couple of things here. I'll definitely, y'all gonna see my reaction. If I call it, if I'm right, I'm gonna be in your face. Finger right here. I'm gonna be like, I knew it, bruh. I knew it. I was probably not the first to say any of these things. I'm sure plenty of people have made their predictions. But regardless, I can't wait to see what they drop for us. But I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna pass it over to you. What are you guys thinking? Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Do you think that I might be on the right track? That we might be getting some, remasters and ports and things like that to look forward to at the end of the, Switch's main life cycle before the next console? Or do you think that I'm way off base? We still have a lot of new major releases to look forward to. Fire Emblem, the Godly 6 is coming to... That's not happening, but the next Fire Emblem game is coming to the Switch, and we're going to end it off with some major bangers. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor, dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this. And with that, I'm gone. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.